What basically is customer acquisition to you?
Customer acquisition can be purely defined very simply as the...
Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of The Enterprise, brought to you by Nectar Studios and the Akwa Ibom State Ministry of Trade and Investments, where we talk about businesses, startups, scale-ups, and how they can grow. It's nice to have you guys back at The Enterprise. And today with me on The Enterprise, I have Mrs. Rebecca Ebong, the creative lead of Visible Proof Fashion House. Welcome to The Enterprise, ma.
Thank you for having me.
It's really good to have you. I have been trying to have you on The Enterprise, and you have just been everywhere but on The Enterprise. Really nice to have you. So let's delve right into it. Walk me through the Visible Proof Fashion House. How has the journey been so far? When did you start? And where are you at this moment?
Wow, the journey. Okay, so Visible Proof is a brand now, but it used to be like it's a fashion outlet now, but it used to be like a boutique before.
Okay.
So I started out as a student. I had a boutique and I was so passionate about it. I needed something very extra. So if you wanted something unique and extra, you get it from Visible Proof.
Okay. Boutique.
Okay. So people kept coming, like they'll say, where did you get this? From Visible Proof, because they were so sure that they were going to have something unique from me. But at the point, I think the market got saturated with a lot of, people said duplicating the clothes.
Okay.
And I wasn't comfortable with it because personally, I don't like wearing what every other person wears. So I didn't also want to sell what every other person was going to sell.
Yeah.
So I said, no, I think at this point I need to design and make my own styles so that I know it's coming from me, so no other person is going to use it. So that's when we now got Visible Proof as a fashion brand.
Okay, so Visible Proof as a boutique was selling clothes to everybody,
both male and female.
But Visible Proof as a fashion brand deals with
just men outfits.
Just men. It's really strange to see women so for just men. Have you been really accepted in the menswear market, or are you forcing your way into the market? Which is it?
Actually, I'm not forcing my way because I'm a unique brand, okay? So I'm not forcing myself.
Okay.
But I just had to create that niche in the marketplace because, of course, the market is very competitive.
Yeah.
So choosing the men's brand or the menswear brand was one decision that I took, and I say I appreciate it this moment. We only create signature designs.
Oh, okay. It's good to hear. It's really good to hear that you create signature design. But let's talk a little bit about the main issue for me on this episode, which is your customers, right? We're going to be talking a lot about how you get your customers. So some of those secrets, you'll be sharing it with other entrepreneurs, exactly. So how have you been able to, in a competitive market such as this, because every other person is sewing for men and everybody's sewing for the other man, and how have you been able to manage getting your customers, and when you eventually even get these customers, how do you retain them?
All right, first of all, I'm a professional marketer aside being a fashion designer.
Oh, okay.
So for me to succeed, I have to put into work what I've been taught.
Okay.
So professionally, I know how to go about all of this in a competitive environment.
Okay.
If there's any field of entrepreneurship that they have a lot of people, is fashion. Like everyone is in fashion.
Yeah, because I think about it, literally on every street,
yes,
there is somebody who is sewing.
Definitely.
On every street, you have at least two. So my thoughts, more than two. My thoughts around it has always been: is it that everybody in Uyo is actually in Akwa Ibom is actually sewing? Because if everybody is not sewing, how do you guys get your customers? What strategies do you put in place to every day you wake up? What strategies do you have in place to say, okay, today I'm going to land 5 customers and these are the things I'm going to do to be able to land these customers?
Okay, so first of all, as a signature designer for menswear brand,
okay,
we make only signature outfits. So that means I can bet you that there's nobody in this state that does what I do. First of all, I'm confident about that.
Okay.
Even if it's suits, not like every other person doesn't make suits, but I can attest to the fact that I'll be the only one to do it.
Okay.
That is very tasking, which most people wouldn't want to do it.
Okay.
But I always prefer the fact that this thing is unique. It's tasking, but I'm capable of doing it.
Okay, so what stands out for you is first the uniqueness of what you're putting out.
Of what I'm putting out.
Okay.
Then the next one is the strategy. The market is really populated, but how do you get these people to come to you? So I have a lot of strategies of getting people. So I'm not just limited to my environment, which is Akwa Ibom State for now.
Yeah.
So I'm everywhere, like nationwide and internationally. I have clients, okay, I will use the word, I have clients all over the world because people reach out to me. I've not met them before, but they reach out to me. I saw this design, I want this design, because I'm also putting it out there. Okay. Now, there's something I really appreciate in customers acquisition, which is the funnel, the business funnel that I use is the IDA. That's a secret. Okay. That everybody needs to know. Okay, not just knowing about it, it's about putting it to work. Okay. So, like the IDA is AIDAR. Okay. And the A stands for attention. Okay. The I stands for information. The D stands for desire. The A stands for action. And the R stands for repeat. So when I put on these strategies, it's easier to catch up with a customer. Aside from the fact that I'm a designer, I could use an example for a barber. I know you're a man, and I know that men always have a haircut like every week, right? And if, let's use, like, every haircut is 500 naira. Okay. Every haircut is 500 naira, and you decide to, like, should I use haircut? What's best that I can use and describe?
Any example we would understand.
Okay, let me use a flyer. I think everybody can relate to flyer. Okay, so you put up a flyer now, and you have a target. You want to reach out to 4,000 people. Yeah. And you've sent out the flyers, you've given it to 4,000 people. Yeah. Now, out of the 4,000 people, that's the flyer, first of all, is the attention. Yeah. And using the IDA strategy. And the strategy. Yeah. Yeah. So the sending out the flyers to the 4,000 people, that's the attention you've actually created. The information is what is on it. The content. The content. Yeah. Now, how many people have actually looked at it? Let's say, looking at the result of the outcome, or the outcome, we could say 2,000 people actually looked at it, saw the information. Now, how many people are going to, as in, desire this particular product or this information that you've put out? Yeah. That also determines the number of people that, like, you know, because you're already ready for 4,000 people in your mind, but that's not possible. Okay. So, as an entrepreneur, you know that you're working towards this thing, but it doesn't mean that everyone will come for it. So now let's continue our calculation. So out of 2,000 people, that saw the information, let's say 500 people desired to buy the product, to be part of that product. Maybe probably because you gave them an opportunity or an incentive. Yeah. So they were like, okay, let me be part of it because I want to be part of that incentive. I want to appreciate or take part of that incentive. So they'll be part of it. And out of those 500 people that have actually taken into action, we're in A now. Okay. They've actually taken into action. They've gone through the processes. Now you have to follow them. You have to retain those people. That's the repeat strategy. You have to follow up on those particular people because the 4,000 you expected did not come through. Okay. So out of all of this process, the only people that came through were the 500 that came through. So those are the people you have to work on. You have to retain them with different activities and incentives, because of the competitive market. So as an entrepreneur, you have to daily, weekly, monthly, yearly think of what you should do as in to retain your customer base.
Yeah. So you have just looked through, you've just talked about everything I wanted to cover with one question. But again, I'm particular about the customer retention, because the truth is it's easy to a large extent to put out a product and people, you create the attention, the information is out there, people desire it, people take action. Where the problem always is for most entrepreneurs, right, is the point of retaining the customers, right? And you have talked about repeatability, so you go over these things over and over and over again. And one method people often use to retain customers, I just want to pick your brain if it's a good way, is discounts. And I think about it because I speak to young people a lot, and we talk about discounts, and you realize that some people even do discounts to their own disadvantage. So they put out discounts, and people are big on the discounts. People come on to take on the discounts, but at the end of the day, when they look at their books, they're actually not making a lot of money. Is the discount model a good model to use in customer retention?
Yes, it is, in a way.
Okay.
You would say if you're giving a discount to existing clients, that's because you've already mapped out how much you're going to invest on it. But whatever it is, whatever your discount is, this could be another secret. Make sure you don't exceed your investment. The amount you invested, your capital.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
You can actually exceed your interest, no problem. But make sure that you don't exceed your capital giving out discount. But for customer retainership, when you have clients that have been existing with you for a while, I think they deserve it, because it will make them to, keep on with you, whatever they were doing, whatever product you were selling, they'll keep at it. Then again, they also have another way of discounting, maybe for incoming clients.
Yeah.
You said, okay, this is the product we're giving out and all of that. But again, do not exceed your capital, except you just want to do a free will. But if it's business, don't exceed your capital. But if it's a free will, fine, no problem. You can.
Does giveaway work? Because recently we have seen a lot of giveaways, and at some point I'm beginning to wonder: are these people actually in business, or is it a charity organization?
That's what I said. If you're doing free will, no problem. But trust me, it works. You can't, because if you're not visible, if people are not seeing you, you're almost like a dead business. So people need to see that you're doing something. So even if at your own cost, you still have to be there. You still have to be out there, because sometimes most people had started these businesses and nobody knew them. But you keep at it. One day, one product, an existing product, probably the one you've done for 5 years or 10 years, will be that same product that after 10 years will be the one to lift you. But that's because you were consistent.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about customer retainership, there are lots of things that keep them. One, value.
Okay.
People always say value for money. I need to get value for my money, because trust me, for someone to bring up money and give you
it's a lot
for a product, whatever product, is something. In my own case, for people to send me money from different parts of the world, they've not met me, they only saw me on social media. That's a lot for me. So I don't joke with it. I make sure that I give them the best. From here, people tell me, how do I get my clothes? I said, your doorstep. And you'll be telling me, I'm in UK. I said, that's not a problem. I'm in US. I said, it's your doorstep. So I know the platform to partner with, so that the clothes actually get to your doorstep. And with that, they are very comfortable. They tell their friends and they still reach out to me. So value, you have to try as much as possible to give value.
Okay.
Another one is habitualization.
Okay.
You have to get them to be part of you. When a client is part of you, a person is not going anywhere. That person is part of you. Okay, I cannot. Okay, let me now use the hair cutting
example.
The barbing example. Now, for the barbing example, you see, you cut your hair, let's say every week for some men, 500 naira a week. So that means in a month you should do like 2,000 naira. So if you're calculating that for 12, that's a lot. and this barber offers you to give you free haircut, as in you'll be cutting your hair, but just paying him 5,000 for a year. Tell me you leave the person. It's not possible.
Where are we going to?
And the person now goes extra and tells you, if you're not in Akwa Ibom State, if you're not in Uyo, any part of Nigeria you go to, you're going to get free haircut inside the same 5,000. The person is not going to anywhere.
Okay.
But trust, as a business person, you should know that you will get the money somehow. As long as he's part of you. Now, he's not going anywhere. So that means you're sure, you're certain that you have this client for the next 1 year.
Yeah.
The client is not going to anywhere because the client doesn't want to pay. He just wants to walk into a place and he has a haircut and he walks off or he walks away. Yeah. So that's what every person. So you need to get the people, your clients, to be part of your life, to be part of you, part of what you're doing. You're always their first option. And when they're telling people about, or when they're trying to give a referral, you're still first on their mind because they've actually enjoyed your service, you understand, enough, to
be part of the business. So keywords for me: value, offer value at every point in time if you want to get customers and keep those customers, and of course make them a part of the business. As our habit on this show, you're going to tell us one thing you want all of us to go home with as a final thoughts from Visible Proof.
All right, so like I always say, it's one thing to begin and it's another thing to stay consistent. Trust me, it's hard. Being an entrepreneur is hard because sometimes you just wake up, you're not sure if you want to do it, but you have the passion for it, but you're not sure if you want to do it. But keep at it, just keep at it. And if you have a passion to do something, that particular thing, don't change it because you're seeing things on social media, you're being intimidated, you feel like you're not doing well. No, you are doing well. I'm a testimony to that because I know there was a time that people were not even sure if they were going to wear stylish outfits. So it's just a few friends and family that were still, it's your passion, so we support you. But now, trust me, I think all the brands are even trying to be stylish, So keep at it. Whatever you desire to do, keep at it. Don't stop.
All right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Rebecca Ebong. That's the size of our show. Remember to be consistent, offer value, and of course, make your customers a part of your business. Thank you very much for watching The Enterprise. Remember to follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course on our YouTube channel. That's the size of our show. Have a nice day, guys.